Princess Beatrice and her husband Eduardo Mapelli have welcomed their first child, a baby girl. The Queen's granddaughter gave birth to her daughter at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital.
Princess Beatrice and her husband, Eduardo Mapelli Mozzi, have just welcomed their first child together, a beautiful baby girl. The Queen's granddaughter gave birth at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, and while royal baby news is always exciting, this particular announcement took everyone by surprise. It sent shockwaves through royal watchers and beyond, not just because of the happy news itself, but because of how it all unfolded. From the secrecy surrounding the pregnancy to the sweet details that followed, fans were left in suspense and completely smitten. Let's dive into why this announcement has everyone talking and what makes it so special. Princess Beatrice has once again captured hearts worldwide with the arrival of her second daughter on January 22, 2025. She and Eduardo joyfully welcomed little Athena Elizabeth Rose, marking not just a personal milestone, but also a significant shift in how Beatrice chooses to share her family's big moments with the world. Baby Athena, who weighed 4 pounds 5 ounces, was born at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, the same place where Beatrice gave birth to their first daughter, Sienna Elizabeth, in 2021. What really stood out wasn't just the birth itself, it was the way Beatrice and Eduardo decided to announce it this time. They took a more modern and personal approach, a departure from the traditional low-key announcement made for Sienna. Instead of waiting, they quickly revealed both Athena's name and a sweet photo of her wrapped in a soft pink blanket, her tiny face peeking out. Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice and Mr. Eduardo Mapelli Mozzi are delighted to announce the safe arrival of their daughter, Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli Mozzi, born on Wednesday, January 22nd at 12:57 p.m. at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. The baby was born weighing 4 pounds 5 ounces. Their Majesties the King and Queen, along with other members of the royal family, have been informed and are overjoyed with the news. Eduardo, clearly overwhelmed with happiness, also took to Instagram to share his excitement, posting a heartfelt message. "She is tiny and absolutely perfect. We are all, Wolfie, Sienna, and I, completely besotted with her." His words added a personal and warm touch, giving fans a glimpse into the love and joy surrounding Athena's arrival. What makes this announcement even more fascinating is the way Beatrice and Eduardo are reshaping royal traditions. While the royal family has long favored formality and privacy, this couple is embracing a more open, heartfelt way of sharing their happiness. Their willingness to use social media and personal messaging signals a fresh, modern approach to royal life, one that highlights deep family bonds and personal connections more than ever before. The birth of baby Athena is not just a beautiful new chapter for Beatrice and Eduardo, but also a hint at how the royal family might continue evolving in the public eye. This shift in Beatrice's approach to motherhood, from a more reserved announcement for Sienna to this openly joyful one for Athena, suggests she's growing more comfortable sharing her journey with the world. Back in 2021, when Princess Beatrice and Eduardo welcomed their first child, Sienna Elizabeth, they took a much more traditional approach to the announcement, sticking closely to royal customs. They kept public details to a bare minimum, with the only official confirmation coming from Buckingham Palace. Beatrice herself posted a short but heartfelt message on social media. "So delighted to share the news of the safe arrival of our daughter on Saturday, the 18th of September 2021, at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. Thank you to the midwife team and everyone at the hospital for their wonderful care." Unlike many royal parents who present their newborns with a classic hospital doorstep photo, Beatrice and Eduardo opted for something more private. They kept Sienna's appearance under wraps for days, choosing instead to share a simple yet touching image of her tiny footprints. This decision sparked curiosity among royal watchers, adding an air of mystery to their growing family. Even now, nearly 2 years later, no official photos of Sienna's face have been released, showing the couple's strong commitment to protecting their daughter's privacy. But with baby Athena's arrival, things took a surprisingly different turn. This time, Beatrice and Eduardo wasted no time in sharing a picture of their newborn, making a clear departure from their more guarded approach the first time around. They seemed noticeably more at ease in the public eye, offering small but meaningful glimpses into their growing family life. The very first photo of Athena, shared not long after her birth, reflected this newfound openness. A change that many believe signals Beatrice's evolving outlook on motherhood, family, and her place within the royal world. Royal watchers and experts have been buzzing about this shift, speculating that Beatrice's growing confidence as a mother may have played a role in her decision to be more open. Where she once seemed determined to shield her family from public attention, she now appears to be embracing a more balanced approach, one that allows her to share special moments while still maintaining control over her family's privacy. This change could be part of a broader shift in how the younger generation of royals handles life in the public eye, redefining what it means to balance tradition with modern-day expectations. Beyond the way the news was shared, another detail that caught fans off guard was the choice of name: Athena. What does it mean? What's the story behind it? And why might Beatrice and Eduardo have chosen it for their daughter? Athena, the warrior goddess of wisdom and civilization, carries a powerful legacy in Greek mythology. She was the goddess of wisdom, warfare, crafts, and reason, a fierce yet fair protector of cities. Athena symbolized intelligence and strategy on the battlefield, while also championing the arts of peace. The Romans later associated her with Minerva, further cementing her influence beyond Greece. Unlike Artemis, who was connected to the wild and untamed aspects of nature, Athena represented order, intellect, and civilization, making her a fitting namesake for a child born into a family with such a deep historical and cultural legacy. Some scholars believe Athena's origins predate classical Greek mythology, with early connections to pre-Hellenic civilizations. While the Minoans thrived on trade and craftsmanship, Athena came to embody the structured wisdom that guided great societies. Given Princess Beatrice's deep admiration for history and her appreciation of strong, intelligent women, the name Athena carries a significance that extends beyond simple tradition. It embodies both a powerful legacy and an inspiring vision for the newest addition to the royal family. With its roots in mythology and its association with wisdom, strength, and leadership, Athena is a name that reflects qualities Beatrice has long valued, making it a meaningful choice for her daughter's future. The name Athena immediately calls to mind the legendary Greek goddess who played a crucial role in shaping the ideals of wisdom and power in ancient civilization. Unlike many deities, Athena was not confined to a singular domain. She was not only a protector of cities, but also a strategist of war, a guardian of knowledge, and a beacon of justice. Her role in Greek society was deeply tied to military strength, governance, and intellect, making her a figure of immense influence. Unlike Ares, the god of brute force and destruction, Athena embodied strategic warfare, calculated, disciplined, and based on intellect rather than reckless aggression. She symbolized the idea that battles should be won not through sheer power, but through skill, wisdom, and justice. Athena's own birth was as extraordinary as her legacy. According to legend, she did not come into the world in a conventional way. Instead, she emerged fully grown and armed from Zeus's forehead, a dramatic event that set her apart from the other Olympian gods. One version of the myth suggests that Zeus, fearing a prophecy that his unborn child would surpass him in wisdom, swallowed Metis, the goddess of counsel, while she was pregnant. Later, Athena burst forth from his head, not as a helpless infant, but as a fully developed warrior, ready to take on the world. As Zeus's favorite daughter, she commanded immense power and was often granted his full support, further elevating her status among the gods. Athena was not just a warrior. She was also the protector of great cities, most notably Athens, which was named in her honor. Her strong connection to high citadels or acropolises stemmed from their origins as royal strongholds. Over time, these elevated sites became sacred places dedicated to her worship, reinforcing her role as a divine guardian. Beatrice's commitment to being a hands-on, loving stepmother became evident early on. Unlike many royal figures who keep their family matters strictly private, Beatrice openly embraced Wolfie as an important part of her life. She once referred to him as her bonus son, a touching way to express that he was not just an extension of her husband's past, but a cherished member of their present and future. Beatrice's dedication to creating a close-knit, blended family was clear in the way she involved Wolfie in major life events. When she and Eduardo married in 2020, Wolfie had a special role in the ceremony, standing proudly alongside them. It was a meaningful gesture that symbolized unity and the bond they were building together. As Beatrice and Eduardo welcomed their daughters, Sienna and Athena, into the world, they ensured Wolfie remained an integral part of their growing family. From spending holidays together to sharing sweet moments as siblings, the love between them all was undeniable. Beatrice's approach to motherhood, both as a biological mother and a stepmother, feels refreshingly modern and deeply personal. She and Eduardo have made a conscious effort to balance royal tradition with the everyday joys of parenting. Despite Beatrice's royal background, their family dynamic is strikingly down to earth. They choose to spend their time away from the public eye, focusing on their children and making sure their home is filled with love, warmth, and stability. The birth of Athena Elizabeth Rose is more than just a joyous occasion. It is another defining moment in Beatrice and Eduardo's journey as parents. With every milestone, they continue refining their parenting style, ensuring that their daughters grow up in an environment that balances royal expectations with personal happiness. Beatrice, having experienced life in the royal spotlight herself, understands the pressures that come with such a position. Her choices now reveal a thoughtful approach, one that prioritizes stability and warmth while still acknowledging the world's curiosity. Yet, royal watchers remain eager to see how Beatrice's role as a mother evolves. So, why did Princess Beatrice's baby announcement shock fans? Perhaps it was because, in a world where royal traditions run deep, she dared to do things her way, blending past and present to create a future that is uniquely her own.